Hi, Mrs. Brown. You finished watching that?
Yes.
Wonderful. Tell me, how did you feel about watching that video? What did that make you feel?
I was really surprised.
Yeah? What about?
That most of the falls don't happen where I thought they would. That falls can happen in hospital.
Yeah.
It's a bit shocking.
It is a little. It's not something you tend to think about when you come into hospital.
Yeah, just so safe.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's part of the reason why I come around and talk to people about this problem, because it's not a problem that people necessarily have at the front of their mind when they come to hospital, but it's actually one that we need to let people know a little bit about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what I'd like to ask you to do is do this hypothetical activity with me again.
Okay.
About that fall that you think would be most likely to happen to you. Now that you've watched that video, what do you now think is the fall that might happen to you the most?
Well, I still think that showers aren't a particularly safe place, but now I see that it can happen right next to the bed, right next to where I am.
This area right here?
Just that space there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that, but now that I've seen it.
What do you think you might be doing if you were to fall over in this area?
Just trying to climb out of bed and get to my walker. Going to the toilet.
Yeah. And is there any particular time of day that you think that might be most likely to happen?
Well, I saw that it could happen at any time of day, really, but specifically at busy times and mornings.
When for you? When do you most feel like getting out of bed and maybe not having a nurse with you to get to the toilet?
Yeah, just whenever I really need to go, if I've waited for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that can happen any time of day.
Any time.
All right. What do you think is the number one thing that you could do to reduce the risk of that particular fall from happening to you?
Well, I could make sure I wait for assistance from one of the nurses here. Maybe ask a little bit in advance before I have to go to the toilet.
Okay. So the issue that you've found in the past is that it can sometimes take a while for the staff to come and help you to take you to the toilet?
Yes.
And there's particularly the busy times, you were saying. What do you see with the nurses during those busy times? What are they doing?
Helping people who need help.
Yeah.
And some of the other people in here, they need a lot more help than I do. So they're quite busy helping people have breakfast and or helping them get up and do things.
I don't want you to feel like you don't deserve that help. You're right, there's some people in here who are very debilitated and they need a lot of help.
Yes.
But while you're in hospital, you're here with our care, we want you to receive the help that you need as well.
Yes.
And we want to do everything we can to help you to do that.
Yes.
Now, the staff are sometimes very busy, and yes, they might not be able to leave somebody else straight away. But I think one of the things that might be able to help you, as you said, is to ask a little bit in advance, particularly in those busy times.
Yes.
What else do you think might be able to help with that? How is your nurse going to know when you really need to go?
Well, if I use like the buzzer to let her know to come and help me out.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Is there a particular time of day when you normally need to go to the bathroom urgently?
Usually when I first woken.
In
the morning.
First thing in the morning.
Yes.
Do you normally wake at a regular time?
Yes.
Yeah? About, what, 6:30? 6? You're a clockwork 6 o'clock girl?
Around 6.
Around 6? All right. Well, one of the things that might be helpful then is to discuss with your nurse, next time when she comes round, that this is, when you feel like you're most tempted to try and get to the toilet on your own, and that you'd really appreciate if they're aware that you need a bit of help at that time.
Okay.
Do you feel like that's something you could talk to your nurse about?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes people feel a little bit uncomfortable discussing with staff what they feel like they need, but I really want you to feel like you're in the middle of this, that you are the key driver here of the care that you receive, and that we are here to try and help you to get better, and we're not here to tell you what to do necessarily, but to work with you to try and help you get that safe recovery. Okay. One of the things that's sometimes helpful with improving people's safety and getting people to do those things like asking for help and having a discussion with a nurse about receiving help at a certain time of day is to write it down as a goal. Now, I'm not taking you back to school here, but I do have a piece of paper here and a pen. What I'd like you to do is to write down the goal that you want to try and achieve, to reduce your risk of falling while you're here in hospital. So if that's asking for help every time, or if that's having a discussion with my nurse about what time I think I'm going to need help, you write that down. Wonderful. Now you might notice that there's some little boxes next to that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in a couple of days' time, and I'm going to ask you how you feel like you went with trying to achieve that goal. And so that box is there, so we can tick it or cross it a bit later on. Okay, remember, this goal's here for you and for your health. No one's going to get angry about it. This is just between you and me. Okay. But what I'd like you to do is I'm going to take my clipboard and my pen, so I don't leave my pen here with me. I lose pens every day. But here, you keep that goal, all right? And what I'll do is I'll come back in about 2 days' time, okay? And we'll just have another little chat, and I'll find out how you've gone with that and how you're feeling, and see if we can get you a little bit closer to having a safe recovery. Tell me, after writing that goal down, how motivated do you feel?
Oh, very.
Very?
Yes.
Why do you feel so motivated to do that goal?
Because I want to look after my safety so I can get back home sooner.
Yeah?
Yes.
And what's waiting for you at home?
My daughter, my cat.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So that's all we're about here. We're trying to get you better, get you home and enjoying life again.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, Mrs. Brown, have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
And I'll see you in a couple of days' time.
Okay, bye-bye.